our favorite purple heron out there. Let me see if we can get a better spot here with the light. Yes, this is, well, who knows? The problem is the vegetation, but let's see. Yes, this is nice. Give us a little bit of angle, purple heron. Or fly for us, but you always stay there. Here's a family coming for sunrise, and Dad's carrying his little boy on his shoulders. We got lots of cloud, almost 360 degrees of cloud today, all around. Good morning. Can I include you on the live stream? Say Shidur hi. Of course. Good morning. Where are you from? Where are you from? Tel Aviv. Hey, mister. Very good. This is beautiful to have family out at sunrise. And you say Shidur Hai kol boker besricha. Yes, bes Facebook. Yeah. Tiru Har Hermon. Achri Har Haosher Lemala. There we see Mount Hermon. Up there behind the Mount of Beatitudes. Yes. Oh, it's all beautiful. It's all beautiful. Here's coming, somebody else is coming, but I wanted to go back to see how the reflection is doing in the window. Boker Tov. Yes, this is nice. Look at this. And the cows are mooing. This is pretty cool. You can see how cloudy it is all around. But as good as this reflection is, and as beautiful as it is, it's only a reflection. With a big smile there. Only a reflection of the real beauty that we have over here. Beauty is very special. We were made for beauty. We will be radiant with eternal beauty. This is our future. And all the troubles and clouds and tears of this world. The readings today are so powerful about Abraham. And he hoped against hope. He believed against all odds. I think we have a proverbial saying there. I don't have the reading in my hand at this second, but it's a proverbial saying. Get this guy in the light here if I can. We're going against each other there. So it's interesting how Paul's reasoning works today in the letter to the Hebrews about Abraham's faith. Very powerful reflections on Abraham's faith. And the two major supports Paul gives, that he believes in God who can raise the dead, and that was not yet revealed at the time of Abraham, and the other second part is who brings things out of nothing. Like if you think about it, this little plant here that's growing from the stump, a shoot from the stump. This plant, what's there? There's some elements from the air, and there's some elements from the sun, the energy, and there's some elements from the ground. And we have this beautiful plant that's thriving and that has a lot of life in it, that's not in the elements in the ground, and it's not in the energy from the sun, and it's not in the elements of the air, the oxygen, and the water. It's coming together in a marvelous way. What artist could make that? And we also have been given an incredible capacity of art, of creativity, which is part of the peak of all of creation, that not only did God create, but he made creators. He made people who can create. And that's actually the most magnificent thing, because none of these leaves is ever going to create intentionally, is never going to develop something new with an artistic thought, with the will to communication. And then we look at the birds flying. A bunch of them flew across the screen a moment ago. And they came out of a little egg. And you look at an egg and you say, that's a long way from being a bird. And who can make an egg? What's a Hindu? Lay eggs. So, who can make an egg? You can't make an egg. An egg is a gift of life, and that egg can become a bird. So this whole notion, this whole insight into reality, understanding of reality, faith is a gift as well, so we can't put people up against the wall and say, believe, or punch them in the nose, It cannot be like that. Faith is a gift. It's an extraordinary gift. Now look at all these flowers. Actually, when I read the text this morning very early, I was awake early, had a great night's sleep, thanks be to God. And I actually thought of this bougainvillea, and now we're here to show you. And there are actually a bunch of birds in there, little sparrows. And, this came from one little seed. And how could you look at a seed and say there's a million flowers in there? And Abraham believed that he'd have many descendants. And anybody looking at Abraham said, yeah, you're dreaming. What did you drink today? What did you smoke today? And this has given millions of flowers already. I don't know how many flowers are on it right now. And it's been here many years. And I think it can give a bunch of different crops of flowers in the same season, because they don't last, what do they last, a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks? But it's always in bloom. So, that contemplation of nature, here's a little bird that has surely a moment when it has eggs, and that little egg becomes another little bird. the gift of faith. God who can bring the dead back to life, and He who brings everything from nothing. I don't know if you caught those birds there. I wasn't paying attention to them as they just flew by. It took me by surprise. So at that point, you know, we just like say, wow. And again, it's about this thought of our self-sufficiency before God. You know, we're not self-sufficient before God. That's our faith. That's, and if we want to think about self-sufficiency, you know, we might have a period of life when we act like we're self-sufficient, when we can handle things, when we can, you know, really make it happen. But if a little bit of analysis goes into it, first of all, it's very easy to see it's not going to last forever. And the smallest virus can knock us out. The smallest problem in the economy can make it crash. And a volcano can erupt in an island. And limits in space and time, limits in strength, limits in holding it together, limits in our interest, because, you know, some people work so hard to make a fortune, and then 10 years later they're sitting on a yacht someplace and it's all over. You know, that effort is no longer there, that will to do that is no longer there. So why are we here? What are we doing, you know? And the gospel takes this a step further. Here we have two more joggers, and there's a dog following them with them. A lot of life here this morning at the Sea of Galilee. So don't worry about what you have to say if you're being oppressed. Don't, you know, preparing a court case, that's a lot of work, a lot of effort. Havarim, Haderik Po. These guys didn't realize that was a dead end there, so. Yom Tov, Shabbat Shalom. So off they go here on their path. Don't worry about what you have to say. It will be given to you. What an incredible reality. And I think most of us have this experience, parents talking to their children in a time of trouble, and they say something that really opens up a horizon for the children, a way for a child to overcome a difficulty. And okay, there have been a lot of things that have given input to the parents over the decades, and yet they are surprised themselves by what they were able to say to that child. For the Holy Spirit will teach you at that moment what you should say. Don't worry about how or what your defense will be, or about what you are to say. For the Holy Spirit will teach you at that moment what you should say. And then with Abraham, these lines are so strong. He believed hoping against hope. You see, that's where we have that phrase from. It's the reading from the letter to the Hebrews. He believed hoping against hope. And then we go to Psalm 105. The Lord remembers his covenant forever. The Lord remembers his covenant forever. And God would give descendants to Abraham. And so many across the world today honor him and remember him and cherish him as our Father in the faith. And we have a kind of a dysfunctional family, but we still have that great shared treasure. People, thank you so much for joining in this morning in this beautiful Sea of Galilee with all that cloud. God bless you. See you later, alligators.